Hello everyone, guys. Today we will discuss the immediate database modification. We have already discussed its first part, that was deferred database modification. So guys, those who have not watched that video, please watch that video first, because whole concept is going to be used in this video. So immediate database modification says, in this technique it immediately modifies the actual variables in database when we have modification in temporary variable. Okay guys, suppose we have a transaction, and if there is a write operation on any variable, then its log record will be entered in the log file, and when we enter this log record in that log file, it immediately changes or modifies that temporary variable values into the main database file. Okay guys, so that means it immediately changes the or updated the value. It will not wait for the end of the transactions. It will, as soon as we get that instruction of modification or write operation on this transaction, that it immediately go to the database and changes that variables. Transaction is allowed to be updated in active state. That means guys, when we are in active state, we have not completely executed all the instructions. That means we are not in the partial committed state. Before it just allowed to update in the active state. That is, it is an active state, and as soon as we get the write operation, it goes to the database and update that values. And it is called uncommitted modification. That's why it is called the uncommitted modification, because we have not wait for the completing that instructions. So it is why it is called the uncommitted modification. Let's suppose we take the two transaction here, the T1 and T2. In this, we are working on the four variable A, B, C, D, whose initial values are this one. So in transaction T1, we are reading A, B, then A plus B, then B is equal to B plus 200, then writing A and B. Then in C and D will be read, then C plus D is equal to C, then write of C. Let's see what are the log records. First of all, when T1 a transaction comes, first of all, its log record will be created, and when it start, we will have the entry of start, T1 start. Okay guys, then this instruction come, it reads the value of A, it reads the value of B. So for the reading instruction, we do not have any kind of log record. When it start reading A plus B is equal to A, no entry will be written here. B plus 200, no entry will be here, but their value will be, now A is equal to A plus B, that means 800, and B is equal to B plus 200 is the 800 also. Okay guys, now when we have the write operation on A, that means we go to the log record for a log file. T1 is assessing A, and its first value is 200, and now the updated value is 800. As soon as this we enter this entry in the log file, it goes to the database, and where the A variable is, it updates that value from 200 to 800 immediately, because it is not going to wait for the end of the all instruction. Now after this, that there is a write operation on B, then we have an entry of this B variable. So T1 is assessing B variable, its initial value was 600, now the updated value is 800. So as soon as it get the write operation, it go to the database and write or update the value of B. Okay. Then after that, this is the end of that is the partial committed. Then we will enter the T1 commit here. That means all the changes done by this transaction and this transaction on the variables will be saved to the database. Okay guys. Now after that, the T2 comes, and its log entry will be T2 start. First of all, okay guys, after that there is a read and read operation on C and D, so there will be not any entry on log file. After that, it's C is equal to C plus B, that means the value of C becomes, it is a 16, it's a 900, it's a 900 plus 1600 is a 2500. Okay guys, now after that there is a write operation on C, that means the value of will be updated. T2 is assessing C variable, its initial value is 900 and updated value is 2500. Remember, in the deferred database modification, we do not have the old value entry, we just keep the new updated value. But in this, we have both entries of old value and the new values. Okay guys, now see, after that this one, there is the end of the instruction. That means we have the T2 commit. Okay guys, now after, let's suppose at the some points we have no failures, so let's discuss how it will handle that failures. Suppose we have failure here, okay, at first. So in this point we have a failure, that means T1 has already updated the value of A from 200 to 800 in the database, but there is a failure. That means there is no commit right now, because at this point there is no commit. That means we have to go for the T1 undo. We will undo the T1, but is actually updated the value of A in the database. So we'll refer the log record and we will transfer this value from to this value. That means the updated value will be removed and the previous value will be there in the database. Okay guys, then suppose we have now failure at this point. Okay guys, then what will happen? So at this point we have committed the transaction T1. That means all the transactions do not have any error and all the instructions have all error free, and we will save this to the database. That means there will be a redo of T1. That means it will refer the log file and all the changes done by will be saved again into the database. It will not start executing this instruction. It will refer the log file and see the log records, and all the updated value will be overwritten there again. Okay, let's suppose we have a failure here at 3. When we have the failure here, the transaction T2 has changed the value of C from 900 to 2500. But due to the failure of this T2, there is no commit section right now. So that means it will undo the T2, but there is a transaction T1 in this schedule. So that means it is already committed. So we will take this plus T1 redo. Okay guys, so changes done by this transaction T2 and C will be not reflected back and will be taken back. That means the C value will be 900 again, and all changes by T1 will be saved there. After that, suppose there is a failure on this point. That means that both of transaction has committed successfully. So we will redo T1 and T2 both. Okay, so this is all about how we are going to use the immediate database modification. It will immediately update the value of the temporary variable into the actual variable in the database. Guys, this is all about this, sir. In the next video, we will discuss the checkpoint concept, how it is going to be used in that database modification. So guys, I'm get ready for that lecture. And if this video is getting help, if this video is helping you, please like and share this video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.